the ongoing Iran conflict, concerns are rising over globe over possible surge in oil prices and its spillover effect on global markets. In a significant development, Indian refiners are in fact moving to tap in the Russian oil. India remains vulnerable to energy supply shocks, with crude reserves currently being only about 25 days with regard to the demand that is there. Now, amid growing supply concerns, refiners appear to be stepping up with Russian oil imports. Tanker Odisha, carrying around 1 million barrels of Russian oil, berthed at Paradip port in Odisha for delivery to state-run Indian Oil Corporation. Now, the vessel had earlier been floating in Indian waters. Another shipment of nearly 700,000 barrels of Russian crude aboard the tanker Spring Fortune is also expected to arrive at Vadinar port in Gujarat on Saturday. Sources say that Indian Oil Corporation is expanding purchases of Russian oil, including cargo already loaded vessels stationed around Indian waters. Meanwhile, industry sources say that around 9.5 million barrels of Russian crude are currently floating near Indian waters and could arrive within the next few weeks. Meanwhile, China is in talks with Iran to allow crude oil and Qatari liquefied natural gas vessels safe passage through the Strait of Hormuz. As the U.S.-Israeli war on Tehran intensifies, 3 diplomatic sources have in fact spoken to a news agency confirming that China has in fact been having back-channel talks. The war, which entered its 7th day on Friday, has in fact left the critical shipping passageway all but shut, with countries around the world cut off from the 5th global oil and liquefied natural gas supplies. China, which has friendly relations with Iran and relies heavily on West Asia supplies, is unhappy about the Islamic Republic's move to paralyze shipping through the strait and is pressing Iran to allow safe passage for the vessels, according to sources. Now, the world's second largest economy gets about 45% of its oil from the Strait of Hormuz. Shipping track has in fact showed that the data coming in from the Middle East has in fact shown that China has in fact been facing a severe shortage as well. Ship tracking data showed a vessel called the Iron Maiden passing through the strait overnight after changing its signaling to China owner, but far more sailings will be needed to calm the global markets. Crude oil prices are up more than 15% since the conflict began, and production stoppages as Iran attacks energy facilities in the Gulf as well as ships crossing the strait.